D-Roy, anytime you want to come to Pahrump, we'd be happy to take the podcast on the road.
I had a good opening that I forgot now because you got me. I was gonna say derailed, but you got me just off track there.
I like to get you off track. This is Deathpiles and Taxes. Basically, we help you make money online, but really we help you be entertained for about 30 minutes every time you download us.
Yeah, well, you're making money online. You can listen to the people telling you how to do what you're already doing.
Yeah.
Or you can listen to us.
I mean, who else wouldn't be listening? We've had some kickback. Apparently, we've been slacking, and by we, I mean mostly me. The listeners want it. They need it. They need their things. Here's
the thing. It's true. But also, you get every dime that you pay for, we're delivering. Now if me and Adam were to start like a Patreon or a GoFundMe of sorts to where we were actually making something doing the podcast, then I'd feel bad that I wasn't delivering the goods. But for every nickel that we've been paid to do this, Adam, we've delivered multiple shows.
But we were paid for a time period. And I know we had a pretty good-sized sponsorship that wanted to take care of some things. But back then, I felt like I had some morals and some obligations.
We were rolling good, and we had some offers come in, and we politely declined a few offers.
And by we, he means me. Derek was all over it.
I was all good. I could shave unmentionables and talk about it. Whatever floats your boat. But Adam didn't think that was as family-friendly as we should be. And that's fine, because your kids can listen.
I mean, now, let's reach back out to them.
But, I've just, we've been trying, and the problem is, man, we get busy. That's what it is. We try to meet up, but schedules and all that.
But we still
pumping out stuff.
We're still, Derek's still got the best of.
We could do it every other week. Perhaps
every week's so
but
good,
man. It's what it is.
People need it.
It's hit and miss. You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit. That's what they say.
And it's people. I feel bad. Like I let my favorite Brian, your second favorite Brian, down. He had done a PSA order with me year plus ago, and there was probably 15 or 20 cards that would shake. They weren't.
Mm-hmm. They weren't
secured.
Yeah.
And I know that you've kind of been through the same thing. I sent it back with my order. I'm pretty sure I'm on a list. I'm pretty sure that I'm on that list.
Yeah.
And
you're on that list most places.
They just sent them back as is, so it's like
here you go.
Nothing happened.
Here you are.
So it's kind of like tough noogies.
Well, you can't. You try. That's all you can do.
Crack it and send it back.
The good thing though, is with that same PSA on it, even if they float around, people are just looking for the name brand value on that. So it's not great. It's not something you want to do, but at the end of the day, if you're selling it to somebody, they get it, say, hey, it's a little loose. Say, hey, yeah, contact them. Here's the info. You can resubmit it for re-encapsulation for $8 or whatever it is. And then it's their problem. If it's your personal collection, then you got to decide what you want to do.
Yeah, I get it. There's lots of opportunities. So
it's not like you went down there and encapsulated him yourself twice for him and made it bad.
I tried. So
how is old Brian doing?
He's doing awesome. I'll tell you what. He just had a birthday, and he is busier than a 2-footed merchant on selling fruit. Did I do that right?
You're getting closer. I've had some carpal tunnel kind of stuff. Weird. I'm trying to self remedy, but I know he's the hand dogger, so there might be a time where I'm in. Visiting with him here.
We've always talked about it. He's doing quite well. He's a happy guy. Let's just say that. But maybe I can have him come in and share us where he's been on his journey.
A little update.
He's been doing some. He's a happy guy. That's all I can tell you.
Good for Brian.
Let him do some things. So it is fun part. So we get a lot of listeners. It's tax time. Got some good listeners from over across the pond. Not the cold one, the warmer one. Some folks over on, I think they call it the Rock, doing some tax returns for them. They're big eBay sellers.
So by across the pond, you just mean over in Hawaii?
Yes.
That's still America.
Oh, okay.
It is across the pond away.
The Sandwich Islands.
The Sandwichers.
Yeah. So I got it.
A big aloha.
They just emailed me. I've done their returns for a couple years now, and
are they selling stuff?
Oh yeah. They're selling stuff. They got a board rental place.
Okay.
I got you some board rentals. Go over there and do your thing. I know you're a big Hawaii guy.
I enjoy it over there.
So like I said, it is at tax time. I'm guessing like by the time this air, usually we're like maybe a mid-March type Saturday. We go hit the Chinese place over here. I'm guessing you still don't have your stuff together.
I've even thought about it, and the point where I get thinking about it, I almost start crying because I'm in a mess this year.
Some people never change, and you're one of them.
I always have my stuff together when I come to you.
I know, I understand that, but let's be honest.
I got the papers all. I got all the mails all coming in. I got all that filed. My problem is going to be figuring out my mileage and sorting. I got the GoDaddy bookkeeping just automatically.
I know.
I had it assigned and put it in that slot. So I got the bank records and everything. I've been doing everything the same way. It's just I had it on autopilot, and then I just go back through at the end and kind of true it up and say, oh, no, this wasn't an office expense. This was me going to Home Depot. Or, oh, this was an office defense. Just kind of throw some things over.
So I know it's probably, we're long into the journey, and we're sometimes long in the tooth. And I know my wife doesn't really, care to listen because she hears it all day long. Is Holly a loyal follower?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. The other show she'll catch up on occasionally, but not this one now.
Does she know the kind of dollars that went in and out of the account this last year?
Oh yeah. That's the other part of this year. We didn't sell as much as we bought, so and that's not been the case for a long time.
So everyone knows. Well, not everyone. New listeners, we'd love to have you. Hopefully, you're entertained. Go on there, give us a 5-star rating, and if not, give us a 1-star. Publicity is publicity.
Don't give us a 1-star. Please give us a 5.
1.5 star.
Give us what you think what you paid for. Your money's worth.
PSA is the largest grading company, and due to the COVIDs, they had a gajillion extra cards. Wait times were forever, so they had to, basically buy a new facility. With the amount of money Derek spent this last year, pretty much they're naming a wing after. It's the Everett. The Everett elevator, because that's about what he paid for.
Except for they spelled it ETT instead of ITT just to really rub my face in it. Here was the problem. So Adam is 100% correct. And the prices were like, well, they're not getting any lower than this, so you sent in a ton of stuff. And I sent in a ton of stuff. However...
By tons, I don't dare give numbers on this podcast, but we're talking in the thousands of cards.
Thousands of cards. So how it would happen, though, is I'd kind of break it up so... Because it was like a year and a half to come back. So I do group A, B, C, or whatever you want to call it. So I thought, okay. Staggered it. This will get back, and I'll have a couple months to pay it off, sell some stuff to pay for the next one.
Pace yourself.
And I'll list those, and then they'll kind of trickle down. So I'll always have some funds coming in to pay for the next one. And during COVID, at the first, it was like, year and a half.
It was like 18 plus months.
So the stuff didn't get back when everything was hot. But then it did, and that kind of made some sales, and we did good there. The problem with this last order that I put through is I kind of did that same system, and they all came back fast, which is not usually a problem, but they came back fast within a matter of days or weeks from each other, and it just took out everything I made last year to pay for these, which I'm listing them, I'm putting them up there. Every time one sells, I make sure to say, hey, look, this one sold for this amount. So, it's just a slow chip back. Over time, it's not going to be a problem, and I'll come out significantly ahead of what I spent, but that's going to be over years. It was just fun to get that initial push.
Yeah.
And
you're there, and the best part is we just talked before here. You're still buying. That's the problem. You're still buying.
Well, of course. Well, I'm a reseller, right? If I see value somewhere, I'm not just going to say, well, I'm good. We're full. There's opportunity to be made. I don't want to say exactly what I'm doing, but I stole a playbook out of Adam's book a little bit. I saw what he did with some quarterbacks and some things a couple years back, and he went more NFL.
Easy.
I'm more into. I'll say I'm into college on some things. But Adam, how many people are thinking of college football right now?
Right now, not a lot. We just had the national championship a couple weeks ago. It's kind of on that the download. Once the Super Bowl happens, by the time this air, it'll already be over. You do got the XFL, your boy Dwayne The Rock.
People think about the XFL, but I'm talking about college football's in the back of somebody's mind. So I got some things I'm buying up, and they're priced very well because no one's thinking about it, no one's talking about it, but the products have came out And so I'm seeing there's an opportunity here, even if I don't go grading and all that, just to turn around and flip here in a few months. So I am going big, but that was the other thing. I went and talked to the missus, and I said, hey, this is what I'm thinking about doing. What'd you think? And she goes, oh, yeah. I said, no, I mean, I'm looking to get as much of this basically as I can, and here's kind of the prices I've been paying. What do you think if I just buy all this up? And usually I'd say on the podcast, whatever, but I don't want competition, and we've created that before where we said, hey, this is what we're doing.
We have.
And then, there's even 2 or 3 other people out there competing and doing what you're doing is gonna raise the market on something like this. So I've been buying so much of this product that I've seen it trending up on eBay on my searches, is showing a bar and saying, hey, these are trending up, or this is, in demand. And the problem with that is the sellers are seeing the same thing of like, hey, this is popular now. And so I'll send over an offer and say, hey, I'll pay this price, but you got this way, crazy. Well, I won't say crazy because I don't want to be approached. I approach them how I'd like to be approached. So I don't say, hey, you're sniffing glue, dude. But I'll say, hey, this is what I'm willing to pay for it. I'll show them screenshots. This is what I've been paying for it. And then they'll send me back, no, these are hot right now, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, I'm buying them all right
They're
now.
hot because
They're hot because I'm buying them, but I don't tell them that part. And I said, okay, well, here in a little bit, if you still got it still, oh, yeah, this is going to go. So, I mean, there's been a couple people, even, with a few of the auctions I've been doing, there's been a couple that got out, but my great thing is I set my snipes. So I'll go through and I'll find a list of all the item numbers. I just go through and put my snipe and put my max dollar. And then throughout the day, I just see, hey, you won this. And then I look at the price and I almost laugh because, man, people just, if you're selling on eBay, put a buy it now price and have a make offer. You're going to get a lot more money 99% of the time than if you put it in an auction and just say, oh, somebody's going to want this because it's hot, it's autographed, it's mint, it's new, it's whatever. Unless you got something that's got so much demand that you're going to have multiple buyers looking all the time and fighting each other for, don't do an auction. And there's very, very few of those items where you're going to have in 10 days the eyeballs that you could have over, 5 weeks at a set price. I'm just saying I could resell everything that I've bought at a buy it now price for double what I paid and just sit back and it would sell within a year. So, I mean, just if you're new to the game or whatever, you can experiment a little bit. If you're trying to get rid of stuff, put it on auction because people will buy it for cheap and they'll just get rid of it. But if you're looking to make money, just put a price on there, put a buy it now and a make offer and go from there. But anyway, that's what I'm up to, Adam. That's what I'm doing.
I'm just glancing in, and you're on it. You're gonna do the same thing I did. I sold a half dozen cards for what I thought was crazy money, but the guy was happier than can be, and here turns out it's a good investment on his end. Like, I mean, yeah.
I mean, that one turned out really good.
Pro Bowl,
but I'm not even expecting Pro Bowl. I'm just expecting I can go to the same guy and say, hey, you want these? And I'll have a stack, and I know what he paid for the other guy.
I know
where I'm at with this guy. So
yeah, that's the thing.
Can we be any more coded to the people listening? But I mean, you know what I know.
You were getting prices even better than I was getting. So, and I was getting excellent prices. So, Derek. I mean, that's the best part, man. This is such a fun game. We're both in it. I know things are going well for you. Life's good, right? Everything's just pleased as punch.
I mean, it is what it is. There's up and downs in life, right? Like my boy Clark Howard. You know my boy Clark Howard.
This is Clark Howard.
He was talking the other day. His dad would always tell him life's 99 rounds. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, but you got to keep fighting.
No.
So 99 rounds, and you go through it. Sometimes, you're on. It's like that roller coaster we were talking about last episode with Phil. Sometimes you're up, and you can just sell things for wherever you want, and you can't hold them, like, you can't get rid of them fast enough. And other times you're standing there, and you're like, oh, crap. Is the market, am I going to be holding this, but then, it goes. Things happen.
Things just turn up.
Life is life. Everybody's got stuff going on. You never know what everyone's got going on. Really, behind the scenes, there's always, whether or not it's family issues, sickness, illness, financial stuff. But it's still fun. It gives me something to look forward to doing. I got the big Super Bowl party coming up. It's just life. There's something worth doing.
I know Fridays, Saturdays. I mean, you got those long weekends. You put in your time throughout the week, and you also party hard.
Yeah, you got to. And most of my weekends now, I'm either doing podcasts or I'm listing stuff on eBay. So
That's a good time. I know you like to take the missus out. You guys go for a good drive. A good vacation down to Southern California. You got anything planned here coming up? Got any good summer plans? Any trips?
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
See?
Did I talk about the cruise on here at all yet?
Oh, I don't think I've heard about the cruise.
Well, we went down to the championship game in Las Vegas, right?
That's right.
I had to drive back, and I had a free cruise offer out to Wendover that I had to go and pick up in person. So there was a day where we drove back from Las Vegas, got back, and basically, I don't remember if it was that day or the next, I had to turn around and drive out to Wendover, which, for people that don't know, Las Vegas, southern Nevada, we live in central Utah. Wendover's on the border of Utah and Nevada to the west, like another hour and a half. The northwest, so like 2 hours, something like that. So there was a time where I was just pretty much crisscrossing the state, but they were offering a cruise anywhere in the world, basically. So so I went and picked up the cruise, got the voucher, came home, and so now I got to cash that baby in. I got to pay like taxes or something on it, which is nothing, but we're looking at our options. It's international, so we might be going over to Europe on a cruise. We might go, South Pacific. Who knows? There's options there, so we're gonna look into that. That's probably next fallish, somewhere there.
So like 18 months out.
No, like this year.
Oh, like 6 months out.
Like 6 to 8 months out.
I'm just gonna throw this out there. Make sure you plan around the football.
Oh,
schedule.
I am. That's why I'm like, well, the first couple weeks I want to see the Florida game. We got that second week was like somebody, I don't remember who it was.
Sam Houston.
Yeah, and I'd like to go down to the USC game.
We've talked about
I'd like to do that. So that's really all I think I got planned. Now you had a summer. Do you want to talk about what you were thinking about doing this summer? Is that happening?
We're still working on it. We're trying to get everything together where we'll be able to go out to the New York area for an entire month. So we're working on that. I'm usually kind of a last minute kind of guy. Apparently, that's one of those things you can't wait till the last kind of minute.
Yeah, you and me are different that way.
Booking a month in Manhattan. But it's kind of, I think it's turned out a little better for us. Because downtown Manhattan, I mean, that's foundry type money. I mean, it's quite expensive. But the places we were looking at had kind of burned up. They're not there anymore. So now we've been looking on the New Jersey side. It's only a 15, 20-minute bus ride into Manhattan.
Bus ride.
But I mean, we're talking like half the cost. And the place is bigger, so now we can go from a little 2-bedroom to a 3-bedroom, an in-the-apartment type laundry room. So we're kind of, and then what it also allowed me to do is, because we like to drive, a month is a long time. You can walk around Manhattan, but we want to get out on the outskirts. I'd like to go hit the tip of Long Island. I wouldn't mind, driving down to Philadelphia. It's, only an hour and a half drive. But this other place will allow us to have a rental, like a car, and pay $150 and you get a dedicated parking spot. So.
Well, that's not bad. Driving around there's never, that's not a fun place to drive.
Well, Manhattan isn't.
Well, I don't think Philadelphia is known for.
Yeah.
That whole East Corridor has got some traffic rolling.
But getting there, driving the outskirts, hitting the tip of Long Island. That's.
Well, and you're into like Broadway and that kind of thing, so you can be singing your Jersey Boys.
Oh yeah, we got the Music Man going. There's a song called Shipoopy that my son, my youngest, thinks it's quite funny. So.
So what? So you just going there as a tourist, or are you going to be like trying to buy things to flip and sell?
We're still trying to just kind of figure it out, like what we'd end up doing there. The hard part, I'm still trying to decide if I've got a chance to go out and really hit the pavement for our constituents. There's a fly-in conference. I'm a part of the National Association of Enrolled Agents. It's a glorified tax professional. It is the best tax professional. CPAs are great at what they do. It's a certified public accountant. Like, that's what it is. I do tax. Like, that's what I do. And anyways, we've got an organization that actually sets up meeting with Congress, like allows us to go on the floor of Congress. to talk with our representatives.
Well, you'd be a fool not to do that.
So that's kind of where, and I've mentioned it with my son. I put an email out to the people because you're supposed to be a member of the association, but my son's only 12, so but I think he'd quite thoroughly enjoy it. So we're kind of trying to go back on a few things, but there will be an epic type summer.
So what? I mean, it's just like June, July, August, September. What?
It'll be
frame?
It'll be late May, June. Like that's kind of that's the hit.
So you won't be getting podcasts that month, folks.
No, we'll make sure we do it. We want to do a Zoom.
That would work.
A Zoomy call from
people,
the New York.
People do that.
I mean, I know you've been doing it all over. You've been doing podcasts all over the world.
It's true. Talked to a kid from Australia the other day. We do a lot with England. It's a good. This afternoon we're doing something with somebody in Las Vegas. So yeah, it's doable.
Oh, did you something with somebody in Las Vegas? Does that mean we're hitting the heavy hitters?
We've got some pretty heavy hitters.
Does that mean we're
If you go back and listen to our last few episodes, we have some pretty big names.
For those of you who don't know, I mean, I like to say I was Derek's first. We
you can't be first, but you can be next to everybody.
Yeah, we were we did this podcast. We've done it for several years, and Derek's really perfected the art. He's got another partner in crime in another podcast. They talk about the Killers, small little band. A few people have heard of. And they've got some real deep ties with Brandon Flowers, and then with the community of Nephi, which he spent some years into. And
that's a fun one. If you're interested at all, just in that kind of stuff in general, we talk. If you know music at all, some people do, some people don't. That's not everyone's thing. We interviewed a guy named Matt Pinfield a few episodes ago.
Oh boy!
And Matt Pinfield is known for he's been on MTV, VH1.
He's like Griff of eBay.
He's huge, yeah. And so that was a whole other. Someday I'd like to tell the whole story about how that all happened, because there's a bunch of there's some stuff in there. Let's just put it that way. And
look at that tease. That's called the tease.
But yeah, it was it happened, and then we interviewed after him the Killer's first manager, so the guy that was there when they made it, and he had a coffee shop where they used to play at, and so early years. So we talked to the guy that was on the road with them, driving them around from, town to town kind of thing.
The onion and the layers that continue.
So if that's your kind of thing, Lonely Town and Killers podcast.
There you go.
If it's not your thing, then, just keep listening to Deathpiles and Taxes.
Well, keep it up. No matter what you do, keep listening to the Deathpiles and Taxes. But, D-Roy, that being said, there are two things in life that are for certain, and that would be.
We got a bunch of hats over here that say Deathpiles and Taxes. Oh, boy.